Okay, this story comes from Kirsten West Savali of The Root. So, answering the call of those locked up in Alabama and Texas prisons, incarcerated people in 40 prisons in 24 states across the U.S. have initiated a work strike to coincide with the 45th anniversary of the Attica prison uprising. On September 9, 1971, 29 inmates and 10 hostages were killed by police while fighting for humane conditions, including food and medical care. The criminal justice system is a continuation of slavery, said Robert Earl Council, also known as Kinetic Justice Council, is a leader in the Free Alabama Movement, FAM, a network of incarcerated people spanning several prisons in Alabama. The 13th Amendment freed the slaves and then put them to work in prisons. The prisoners who issued the call to resistance are part of the IWW's Incarcerated Workers Organization Committee. IWOC, they issued the following statement. On September 9, 1971, prisoners took over and shut down Attica, New York State's most notorious prison. On September 9th of 2016, we will begin an action to shut down prisons all across this country. We will not only demand the end to prison slavery, we will end it ourselves by ceasing to be slaves. To achieve this goal, we need support from people on the outside. A prison is an easy lockdown environment, a place of control and confinement where repression is built into every stone wall and chain link, every gesture and routine. When we stand up to these authorities, they come down on us, and the only protection we have is solidarity from the outside. When we stand up and refuse on September 9, 2016, we need to know our friends, families, and allies on the outside will have our backs. The spring and summer will be seasons of organizing, of spreading the word, building the networks of solidarity, and showing that we're serious in what we're capable of. Though the demands are specific to each state, they are clear and they are unified. In South Carolina, incarcerated people are calling for comprehensive mental health programs, GED programs, vocational training, drug treatment options, affordable commissary, in Ferguson doctor visits instead of telemedicine, changes to disciplinary policies, and legislative changes to eliminate habitual offender sentencing, among other reforms. Until we see these changes, we will resist, said a prisoner in Lee Correctional Institution identified simply as SJ. As reported by The Nation, there were inmate strikes in 7 Texas state prisons. Striking in April, Alabama inmates engaged in a work strike and protest in May, and since then there have been work strikes and hunger strikes in Mississippi, Wisconsin, Minnesota, Ohio, Nevada, Louisiana, and Pennsylvania. In addition to inhumane conditions, such as inedible food and substandard health care, inmates are also fighting for decent wages. Make no mistake, the prison industrial complex is nothing more than repackaged slavery, as evidenced by the fact that Mississippi and Louisiana have 2 of the highest for-profit prison populations in the world. According to the ACLU, the United States has more than 20% of the world's prison population, and the carceral state, which has expanded dramatically under a racist so-called war on drugs, severely affects Black and Latino communities. 1 in every 106 white males age 18 or older are incarcerated. 1 in every 36 Hispanic males age 18 or older are incarcerated. 1 in every 15 Black males age 18 or older is incarcerated. African American women are 3 times more likely than white women to be incarcerated, while Hispanic women are 69% more likely than white women to be incarcerated. Marijuana use is roughly equal among blacks and whites, yet blacks are 33.73 times as likely to be arrested for marijuana possession. Despite using and selling drugs at the rates similar to those of their white counterparts, African Americans and Latinos comprise 62% of those in state prisons for drug offenses and 72% of those sentenced for federal drug trafficking offenses. Despite the conspiracy, only 15% of the juvenile population, black juveniles, are arrested 2 times more than often than their white counterparts. African Americans serve virtually as much time in prison, PDF, for a drug offense, 58.7 months, as whites do for a violence offense, 61.7 months. When those who believe in freedom speak of the war on drugs really being a war on the most marginalized black and brown communities in this country, this is why. Mm. So I commend these brothers. I remember I did a lot of time, and we were trying to do some strike things when I was in, and the conditions are horrible. And I commend these brothers, and they're right. They do need our assistance from the outside. So I would ask brothers and sisters out here. Because we all know somebody incarcerated, even if it's not a direct family member. We have friends who are incarcerated, that sort of thing. So I would ask that you lend your support. Write your local officials about this, especially concerning the conditions, and make sure you're reaching out to family members to make sure that they aren't being physically harmed and that sort of thing, because they will do all of that. So if you want more news, information, or updates, please subscribe to atYourBlackWorld.net. My name is Yurima Karama at Your Black World News.